Introducing the Lone Ranger, Kimo Sabi, the horses are big, the 10-gallon tracks, the hood cowboys with the 10-gallon raps, rocking ACG boots and baseball caps. I agree, this ain't a simulation of the doo-doo. This is the shot said to get used to. Gangstar foundation to treat, we branched off, shine. I just waited our chance to blast off. Year rounds in possession of Black Poet, Nick Khalil, the NYGs. I'm making diamonds out of pressure, my pipes are intact. Don't believe me, action, pointing back to the track. These recordings be important and responsible for drama like Sarah Palin, Joe Biden, McCain, and Obama.
Man, listen, we be on a life or death mission. Get paid like tuition or caged up in prison. One time for your mind, two ghetto politicians. 3 for all my niggas locked down in the system. Man, listen, we be on a life or death mission. Get paid like tuition or caged up in prison. One time for your mind, two ghetto politicians. 3 for all my niggas locked down in the system.
NYG.
They said New York fell off, who bringing New York back? I'm like, where we went, what part of the game is that? We've been here the whole time, anxiously waiting, and the streets paper chasing, pre-testing our patience. Now stop the presses, listen up, this is not a lecture, more like a message with a flow that's as hot as peppers. Pop the only way you can stop this villain. I'm sick with it, couldn't with a moxicillin. I've been the illest since Ill Kid, Operation Red. Though I never.
The Hawks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. Fans are making some noise here at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for their Mavericks. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the small forward position.
And Dirk Nowitzki last season, I felt like the first time we saw real signs of wear and tear from all the years of him playing. His field goal percentage, points per game, rebounds, all off his career averages. And that said, though, he's still a crafty, dangerous guy to have to go up against.
And they go to the intentional foul. So it's the Mavericks now. Williams' shot is off. Korver kicks to Millsap. There's the dish to Bazemore. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Williams kicks to Matthews. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And, you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3.
And Clark, for Darren Williams, he clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
That's one of those alley-oops upside your head right there.
And Parsons kicks to Williams. Nowitzki, good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
And Teague, here we go. And it's sent back by Nowitzki.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Matthews, no one around him, and he can extend the lead to double digits. Hawks were so dominant last year and were the first team to clinch their spot in the postseason.
Hawks also would wrap up the top seed in the East and were able to advance against the Nets in 6 games.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Pachulia, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for David Lee. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. Devin Harris subbed in for Williams. Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Scotty's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver. The Hawks again can't hit.
You know, in the second round, the Hawks had a bit of trouble once again with the Wizards. Were able to get by them despite going down 2-1 in that series. Seemed like they were out of gas against the Cavs in the next round.
That pushes it to double digits. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
And really, with the Hawks in the postseason, they just ran out of help. I mean, the Korver injury, the Carroll injury were huge against the Cavs. And when you lose that much talent, you could see why they were swept out of that conference finals. Don't forget, they also lost Cephalosha prior to the playoffs.
And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Chris Humphries has checked in for Splitter. Horford comes in for Scott. Paul Millsap's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Teagan for Hardaway.
Checking in for Mavericks.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. The Hawks trail by 10. Taken away by Felton. Powell kicks to Harris. Finished off the break. Harris has got his first points of the game.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
To the middle. It's deflected. Dallas moving it around. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Millsap, here we go. And he gets it to go.
He's got so much junk in his trunk, he'll find a way to hurt you.
The Hawks shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Harris outside. Passes it to Powell. Outside, Felton. Anderson dishes to Pachulia. Shoots from 12. They get it again. Harris outside. Felton goes in. And it. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And as they always seem to do, the Mavs feasted on the Eastern Conference last season. Dallas would end up with 50 wins on the year, and 21 of them coming against the East.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. They've got Scott. Kyle Korver is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Splitter, and it's Bazemore at the small forward.
Oh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
As you said, the Mavs just taking it to the Eastern Conference. It's been that way for a long time, it seems. They've really, Clark, got that number.
Well, under the Mavs' current ownership, they have never had a losing record against the Eastern Conference, Kevin. Beating up the East is why they've been in the playoffs so much in the last 15 years.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Kyle Korver, a true laser. I mean, the most efficient catch-and-shoot jump shooter in the league, and maybe in league history. He tallied the second ever 50-50-90 season a year ago.
Anderson, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. Then for the Hawks, Paul Millsap's checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teague in for Kyle Korver. And Korver now in his 13th season in the NBA. Last season was his best ever, especially shooting.
Yeah, and he credits all of his improvement to the advanced off-season training regimen. Extremely dedicated. He moved his family to Santa Barbara to be closer to his trainer, and it's paid off.
Get back, get back.
Here's Teague. Finished off the break.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Nowitzki kicks to Anderson. And the shot falls short this time.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Back to Millsap. The tray. Rebound by Lee.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Now here's Matthews. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do. And how about last year? Dirk Nowitzki jumping to 7th all-time in scoring. I mean, passing the great Moses Malone for that spot, and he surely will keep climbing this season.
And a regroup necessary. Timeout taken by Mike Budenholzer. Well, with Nowitzki passing Malone and the scoring, as Greg was just talking about, Clark, you know, this is a guy that obviously has Hall of Fame written all over.
No question about it. First ballot in my mind, and he's got a game that stands the test of time because it's not predicated on athleticism. It's all skill-based.
Pachulia, he's checked in for David Lee.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
The Hawks trail by 12. He wants to get to Millsap and does. Scott kicks to Teague. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
The Mavericks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
Pachulia the pass to Matthews. And it's Humphries with the rebound.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Now, here is Humphries. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone.
Agility leads to thievery there as he got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And, Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
And Williams, here we go. Nowitzki, no good. The shot and game clock separated by 4. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Atlanta also making some changes here. Kent Bazemore comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Korver in for Teague. 17 seconds left in the first half. Hardaway dishes to Horford. Pass to Bazemore. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Here's Humphries. It's deflected. And we've reached halftime in this one. The Mavericks on top. They're up by 8. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
Okay,
Now the third quarter had to get going.
Nowitzki playing very well. 9 points and 2 rejections.
And guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Nowitzki is out there with David Lee. Then there's Chandler Parsons. Then it's Williams. And it's Matthews in the shooting guard position. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half. Look at his contract, and Kyle Korver is a steal, Clark, at 4 years and $24 million.
Yeah, but he's a guy not only who can shoot it, clearly, but a good team defender as well. I think he's a really solid, complete player and a pro's pro in terms of the locker room.
Yeah, seems when he's on before the Hawks, a different team offensively.
No question.
And Korver, not the longest or the most athletic, but he's disciplined and also moves his feet well. So they talk about staying on the string defensively. He's always attentive and engaged.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander. Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And Korver, a guy who'll set a hard screen, scrap for rebounds. He's come from a basketball family. You can sense, though, his love for the game. He wants to do the little things now that help you win, and that's one reason why he was an all-star a season ago.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. But one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Dallas. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Teague kicks to Millsap. Lee with the steal. Inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
And how about that road record for the Hawks? 25-16 last season. 9 of those wins came during that 19-game winning streak in early 2015.
Boy, you look at the Hawks, and they seem to be built to play on the road because they can survive a player having an off game. They're so deep and versatile. Team basketball is a lot less prone to go cold when you're on the road.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Splitters checked in for Horford. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. Korver passes to Splitter. Hawks passing it around. Here's Williams. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Hey, guys, it's been a slow decline for Darren Williams the last few seasons. Once considered an elite point guard, he just doesn't have that stature any longer.
Mike Scott's checked in for Paul Millsap. Well, for Williams, Greg, in his decline, his field goal percentage dropped to below 40% last season. Clark, I never thought I'd see the day with that.
Those were the worst offensive numbers since his rookie season. I mean, he had the game that you thought would carry him past his athletic prime, but that might not be the case the way those numbers look.
No good from Lee. The Hawks have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Pachulia, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for Chandler Parsons. And it's Felton in for J.J. Barea. And it's Korver off the drive. The layup off target. Here's Lee. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
Here's Williams. Kicks it to Felton. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound. Pachulia dishes to Anderson. And the shot is good. Anderson's got 5.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
The kick out to Williams. It's good from long range. 14 points for him.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Harris misses. Atlanta's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Here's Humphries. No good, unable to end this run.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Over in the corner, Matthews. From the arc. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Dallas shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Hardaway. Kent Bazemore is out there with Humphries. Then there's Horford. And it's Heinrich in the point guard position. With the fadeaway. But they'll get another chance. Rebound by Raymond Felton. It's tipped. 3-on-3. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Harris against Hardaway. Harris kicks to Powell. Right wing. Felton. And there's the call on Felton. That's his first foul. Atlanta making some changes. Mike Muscala comes in for Al Horford. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway for three.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Sefolosha with it. Evans picks him up. Shot from the wing. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
Mavericks ball. Substitution on the court.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Got a piece of it. Here's Matthews. Rebound by Muscala.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Right side Hardaway. Matthews with the steal.
I don't think they've been as focused on taking care of the ball here in the second half. First half, they were better in that regard, so I don't think Coach is pleased with that aspect of the game right here.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Dallas.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel him. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Lee. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And that's 12 points for David Lee.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
And Parsons gets it to go.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
Rebound by Muscala. Atlanta's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Splitters checked in for Muscala. Kicks it out to Parsons. Feeds it to Williams. To the inside. Here's Matthews. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. And Devin Harris subbed in for Williams.
And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Anderson's checked in.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's Felton. Cams the 12-footer.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance
and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Mavericks.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Williams. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Dallas moving it around. Here's Felton.
Dallas foul call. White out.
And for Raymond Felton, last year was nothing short of a disaster. Missed the first 31 games with an ankle injury sustained in preseason. And he played for a poor team. And things, you know, Greg, being the leader, the ball handler like you were, they just never got much better for Felton as the season went on.
Yeah, the problem when you have that issue early on, the season isn't going to wait for you.
Right.
You know, you're basically in catch-up mode, and so because of that, he never got into any kind of a rhythm when he was available to play. And that's not surprising, given that he averaged less than 10 minutes a game for the season after averaging 33 a game for his entire career.
Cephalosha kicks to Heinrich. Matthews with the steal. And it's Matthews again missing. Hardaway passes to Cephalosha. Heinrich outside. And the call will be against David Lee. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped, and they put them on the line.
Yeah, and I'm confident Coach was reminding everybody, don't foul at the start of that possession. Obviously, he didn't get the message.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire, and it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.